In front of the Ouagadougou Municipal Stadium, food donors come one after the other. They prepare supplies for their compatriots trapped in localities controlled by jihadists. This sign calls for donations for the thousands of residents from the northern city of Djibo who are now facing famine. For volunteers, supporting inhabitants in Djibo is a humanitarian gesture and a citizen's duty. It is a patriotic gesture because it is also a way for all Burkinabe to contribute as little as it may be for the fight against terrorism. According to the ECOWAS mediator to Burkina, the authorities control only 60% of the territory. Thousands fleeing terrorists therefore flocked to Ouagadougou and its suburbs. These displaced people found refuge in the Burkinabe capital. They gathered to chat and discuss. What can never leave their minds is also the story of their ordeal. It is the terrorists who asked us to leave our village. Soldiers who come to defend the people cannot kill them all. They, the jihadists, have come to wage war, and there will be no survivors. So we left. Leaving often means saving one's life, but starting a life of exile, where the harsh makeshift conditions and often no assistance from the government await. New junta led by Captain Ibrahim Traoré seized power in Burkina Faso on September 30, in the second such power grab since January, blamed on failures to quell jihadist attacks. One of the largest cinemas in Western Africa has opened. Pathé, the second oldest cinema company still operating in the world, set up shop in the Senegalese capital. For movie lovers living in Dakar, a dozen movie theaters are now available. The director of operations of the French company Pathé Dakar Cinema hopes it will revitalize the sector. Why choose Senegal? Well, Senegal first and foremost has a history. We know the great names of Senegalese cinema such as Sembène Ousmane and Djibril Diop Mambéty. It is a country where new talents begin to gain recognition all over the world. We have recently seen the success of Senegalese cinema through the diaspora, but also with young creators based here. The cinema complex welcomed its first spectators Friday. If the inauguration was initially set up in 2020, the pandemic and supply problems delayed the ceremony. The venue has a capacity of 1,394 seats. Films from all over the world will be screened here. Thousands of travelers remained stranded Friday in Nigeria's Kogi state after major roads connecting the north-central state to other parts of the nation were submerged amid the country's worst flooding in a decade. The Kogi Commissioner for Information said the floods have killed 7 people and destroyed homes. 5 days complete now, all the transport we carry. We don't feel safe now, this truck driver says. Hunger is affecting us. Nobody is happy. Everybody is crying inside their hearts. But we thank the Almighty. We are alive. 1 or 2 days ago, one older man died because of hunger. All this is because of the conditions we find ourselves in. We need help. We need assistance. I pray to God Almighty. Authorities have so far struggled to evacuate residents. People resort to canoes to move around. Nigeria's 2 biggest rivers, Niger and Benue, meet in this state. The floods are blamed mainly on the release of excess water from Lagdo Dam in neighboring Cameroon and unusual rainfall. The Gambia will step up health measures including better quality control over imported medicines after the death of dozens of toddlers. On Friday, President Barrow addressed the incidents which plunged many families into mourning these past 3 months.
Hello Gambians, residents of the Gambia, I assure you all that government will leave no stone unturned to get to the bottom of this incident. The Ministry of Health investigates the source of the contaminated drugs, the circumstances and procedures for importation of medicines into the country and establish safeguards to eliminate the importation of substandard drugs.
The Gambia launched a door-to-door campaign to remove cough and cold syrups blamed for the deaths of 66 children from kidney failure. Barrow said the outbreak was now under control, with only 2 cases reported in the last 2 weeks. The president ordered the creation of a quality control national laboratory for drugs and food safety and an update to the nation's drugs-related laws. On Wednesday, the World Health Organization issued an alert over 4 cough and cold syrups made by Indian company Maiden Pharmaceuticals. The UN's health agency pursues investigations with the company and Indian regulatory bodies. Lesotho's villagers from the rural area of Tababasu hope the country will usher into a new era following Friday's general elections. The southern African nation, nicknamed the Kingdom in the Sky, has been governed for the past decade by coalitions, with no PM serving out a full term. For the 1.5 million people registered to vote, insecurity was a key election factor. People are getting killed in Lesotho in big numbers. Kids are being harassed, raped, and our old ladies are being killed in big numbers. If my party becomes the next ruling one, I want them to look into these things and also create jobs for the youth, because the youth are not working. We are waiting for too many things, really. Estimates for poverty levels remained at 36% in 2021, based on $2.15 per person and per day, according to the World Bank. In order to bring about the change they want to see, voters could pick candidates from more than 50 political parties. We just want changes. There should be peace. There should be growth, and we should all live happily together. Those are the things we need. We voted very well yesterday. There was no issue of any sort. It all worked well. The outgoing government is led by the Lesotho Convention. The 120-seat parliament is chosen by a mixed electoral system. 80 lawmakers are voted in by constituents, while another 40 seats are distributed proportionally.